Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, Charlotte. We have got ourselves an emergency pod here. Lamelo Ball has been traded. My main man, Doug, is with me. Doug, how are you feeling, man?
Oh man, this morning it was a shocker. I mean, I wasn't expecting the trade to go down this quick. I mean, they was talking about it yesterday that they was listening to trades. I just thought they were going fishing, just seeing what they can get out of it and if there was anything worth talking about. And I heard Minnesota was like the main team that was very, very interested in getting them because Anthony Edwards needs a star to help him out and everything. But like when I thought about it, I was just hoping that we didn't get Rudy Gobert because it wasn't it wasn't what I was expecting. I mean, I didn't want that, but we got Naz Reid. I like Naz Reid. I mean, he's going to change up the dynamic of our team with this trade, and it's going to spread the floor a little bit more, but also gives Cody White the opportunity to run the team now. We got a whole new different leader now, and somebody that's really going to be ready to play. And he's doing it for the hometown because he's from North Carolina. Getting rid of Melo, they had to. We haven't had a successful season with him being with the team, and haven't been in the
What about
playoffs.
last season?
That don't count. Obviously, it didn't count because they were tired of it. They was tired of being not in the playoffs instead of doing the play-ins. We done so many play-ins, and Melo never performed as we was expecting. So and his maturity, that was the number one thing that really probably made this trade because Melo, him and the boss, him and the coach, they weren't seeing eye to eye on certain things. I've noticed that a lot when Melo gets frustrated and just not being part of the team and just not trying to play. He just more, I got fouled, you're not calling it. I'm gonna complain about it. So with Melo, I wish him best of luck. Him and Anthony Edwards is going to be a very must-see TV. We're going to want to see that game and, see how he performs. But, in this whole trade situation, I mean, I feel like it worked out for Charlotte. We might be able to make some trades, might make another trade. I
All
did
right.
hear
Well,
some.
before we talk about that, let me just tell the listeners I'm just going to give the details of the trade in case people don't know. Okay. So, the Charlotte Hornets traded Lamelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first round pick. So that's 7 years from now. First round pick swaps in 2028, 2029, and 2030, and 3 second round picks. So
It's
that's
going
the
to be a hell of
trade.
a trade.
Apparently, the Charlotte gets like a $41 million trade exception out of this. And I just, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. Basically, I think it's sad. It's sad for Charlotte a little bit. The main thing is Lamelo Ball is just such a dynamic player. He's very exciting to watch. He really can get to the rim. Man, he is just like a magician with the ball. Just so showy. I just imagine like if he was with the Knicks or something, he'd just be this like name on everybody's mouth. Um, but they probably wouldn't have won the championship, and that's because he's kind of a knucklehead. He does silly stuff. It'll be like an end of a game that's really close, and he's taking his kind of skips when he shoots these 3 pointers sometimes, and just kind of just not winning plays. There's been a lot of that. And there's been a lot of him just not showing up to games. I think that's really the worst part. He's played 70 games twice in 6 years, averages like 50 games a season in an 82 game season. That it's just it's been so frustrating as a fan going to watch, and he's just not there. And last year he did play almost every game. They only played him like 28 minutes a game, which is interesting, maybe to save him a little bit. uh, but I guess perhaps the Hornets are trading high on him, like you're saying, some friction with the coach. Yeah, I mean, I would have total friction with this guy if I was a coach. I would be super fed up. He just makes knucklehead plays all the time, but gosh, he's just so damn talented. It would have been nice if the coach could have just helped him to mature a little bit, but as you're saying, he kind of never matured. It's very conflicting.
Yeah, it hurts. I mean, because with Charlotte when we got him. He made the city exciting. Doing the lobs, doing all the passes, doing all that stuff. But I feel like the city deserves better. I mean, he didn't promise us anything. Like he never helped us get over that hump, get in the playoffs, and make some noise in the playoffs. So we're just gonna be a mediocre team that doesn't go to the playoffs. And it was time for the culture change, which, like I said, it hurts a lot of people. I know it's a lot of kids gonna be crying and gonna be upset about this. That's Charlotte fans, because they always, getting the arm out, gonna be happy to see Melo, but sometimes you got to make changes and got to make sacrifices, and it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna change the whole dynamic of the team, and it's not gonna be focused around Melo if he's gonna play or if he's not gonna play, and injuries and all that stuff. So it's gonna be more, we're gonna have a team that's gonna play, and we're gonna have players that's gonna play, and if they get hurt, we're gonna have somebody else to replace them, hopefully. But I don't know. I mean, it's it's just something that we wasn't ready for. They hit us with this yesterday, and then he get traded today, and just wasn't thinking that it was going to happen just like that. But with
Yeah, this
Kemba,
kind of came out of the blue, Doug. I mean,
yeah,
wow, this happened fast.
yeah,
I kind of thought things were good now because we were in a pretty good place after last year. Things were looking up. Certainly, there'd been chatter about maybe they need to move on with this guy. I think it signals that the front office is just getting serious and they want serious players and
yep,
make sure
yep,
these people are on the same page. But who's going to be the creator of the offense, Doug? Is it going to be Kobe White? Because he had a chance in Chicago, and I don't remember Chicago doing much there.
yeah. They
He
they
he
end up,
did look good for Charlotte. I love it. That game-winning, game-tying shot he had in the play-in. That was dope.
yeah,
But he's not got all the juice that Lamelo has, man.
yeah. I mean, he doesn't, but Kobe White is a bucket getter too. I mean, he came off the bench doing amazing things. So now they're finally gonna get the keys over to Kobe and let him run the team. I mean, I feel like it would work out.
I mean, I think it's gonna be Brandon Miller more. I think Brandon Miller is a budding superstar,
Yeah,
and this will
they,
give Miller the ball a little more
yeah.
theoretically. Another
I
thing I
see
want
that
to
too.
say about the trade is just like I'm glad we got Naz Reid. Like I'm glad we got a current player who's good. Like
Yeah,
we have apologies to Miles Bridges, but I think that kind of showed, especially in the play-in game, that we just have a bit of a hole there at power forward,
yeah,
and you kind of need a bigger guy. And Naz Reid, man, he is so talented. I swear he's outside of the big Frenchman, he's the most talented big in the NBA in my view. I mean,
yeah. He's gonna have a good season. And then since Giannis is in our division now, we had to get somebody else to run with him, and
yeah,
spread
I
him out
wonder if
too.
this
So
is
that
a
was another thing.
reaction to
Yeah. So
Giannis.
so that's what I was another thing that was saying too. Like this works out for us. We're actually big heavy now since we have a lot of big men now, especially adding Naz Reid to the team.
And the
I
guy we drafted, the
yeah,
the German guy out of
yeah,
Washington.
yeah. And then so Moose is not by himself, and then we got Colt Brenner too. So we're big. We're good on bigs. We're really good on bigs now. It's just now we just gotta get our bench together and figure out if we're gonna make another trade. Try to get somebody. I heard Jalen Brown maybe.
Oh wow, Jalen Brown? You
And we
serious?
and we might get him, and then he can get out of Boston now. He'll be able to run a team and help out. But if they don't go for that, I can see us replacing the bench with some veterans, to come off the bench, help us out if we're not gonna go heavy and try to get a star. So have a just have some good bench players to come off the bench to help out and put some buckets in the team. So
Jalen Brown would be interesting. I mean, he would really legitimize the team. I don't know though what we'd have to give up.
yeah,
Like
I feel like
does
he'd
that mean
probably
we're
be burnt
giving up
up.
a Brandon Miller? I don't even know if I want to do that deal. I
I
like
wouldn't
Brandon.
I wouldn't say Brendan. If anything, they probably do Miles. They might do like Miles, Trey Man, and maybe Salon, and then probably some draft picks, maybe since we got all
Yeah,
these
but
draft
that's
picks.
just flotsam and jetsam, man. I don't think Boston's gonna take that.
Hey, I mean, they ain't got nobody right now, and if they trying to get rid of Jalen, they'll do whatever they can, I guess. I mean, you never
They
know.
do seem to be trying to get rid of him, man. That's
Yeah, 'cause they still shopping.
kind
They
of
still shopping for him.
kind of weird, but
Yeah, but it would be
maybe so.
interesting. But if he doesn't come, like I said, we could probably just go into free agency and try to sign some players to help the roster out, to fill the roster out and everything. I could see probably two players, a small forward and a guard, or either you never know, they might try to get another power forward. It just depends if they're really still interested in keeping Bridges too. So if they're not trying to
What do you
keep
think
Bridges,
about Ja Morant?
I would have rather for them just trade Miller for Ja, that swap, just the swap pick, swap trade right there. I'd rather for that to happen instead of sending him to Minnesota. But I mean,
I don't know if we can get Ja and Naz Reid.
it might. Now, question is who would they trade for that though?
Well, that might be you could trade some worse players because Ja's trade stock is pretty low right now.
Yeah, yeah, probably good. We
I'd
probably
love to
and
watch
it's
Ja every day. I mean, if he could get anywhere near back to where he was, wow,
yeah, yeah. Having them in the
talk about
Charlotte Hornets
exciting.
jersey, it might change up, and the crowd might not be as upset of getting rid of Melo. We got Ja instead. Ja
Yeah,
might Ja might make a little bit better and just ease the
he
nerves.
hasn't looked good the last couple of years though.
Yeah, injuries been catching him too. So that's the only thing. But it's it's gonna be very very, very, very interesting to see what happens and what the rest
Oh,
of the
everyone
trades.
drink. It's gonna be very interesting. It's one of our drinking games here at the Drop of Dimes. Whenever Doug says that, you know, I just want to like say a little bit about Lamelo Ball. His his field goal percentage overall looks pretty horrible, but he's taken 10 out of 17 shots are from 3-point land. And he's hitting 37% of those. So if you look at like his effective field goal percentage, it's actually higher than Cade Cunningham. Now
Mhm.
he doesn't have the defense that Cade Cunningham does, but I mean, if you're comparing apples for apples, he is on that level. Mm, He actually played more games than Cade this year, but yeah, I just feel like Cade's a more solid player for sure. But
And that's another thing. That's another thing too with the Timberwolves when they getting like you're getting a bona fide scorer, of course, a man that's gonna score, pass the ball, but defense is his weakness. So you're definitely going to have to figure this out. Like unless Melo gets to Minnesota and everybody tell him, look, we're gonna need you to play defense, and he plays defense, then I mean, hey, then that might be it. He might, you know, do better. But if he doesn't play no defense, that's what's gonna hurt them more in the long run because Melo's gonna be the person they're gonna take advantage of on defense, especially. He's going to the Western Conference now, so now you got to deal with and that in Minnesota's division. I believe it's what San Antonio, OKC, and Houston. I think maybe, or maybe they might be in the division with Ja. I think I just can't remember which division they're in, but him playing against some of those teams four times in a row in the series, I mean in the season, they're gonna find a way and see what they can do with him and how they can take advantage of when he's on the court, especially in the fourth quarter. Is he gonna make some dumb passes? Is he gonna find Anthony Edwards when it really needs to be time to be found? And because that's what's really gonna play in with this whole situation with Minnesota because they don't have any more bigs. They only got Rudy
yeah,
Gobert.
man,
So,
that's the
so
craziest thing that they traded away not one but two, both of their bigs. I don't
yeah,
know. Maybe they're just trying to make room for Terrence Shannon, man, and Io DeSunmo, I guess.
yeah. Sumo's gonna start. It's there. I think their start lineup was gonna be Melo and Sumo, and then put Daniels at the four, and then Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
That's a small lineup, but
it is pretty small, man. I mean, McDonough's a tall guy, but he's skinny. He can play the
yeah,
four, I guess.
yeah. But
It's just weird they battle Jokic and Wimby in the first two
mhm,
rounds, and their decision is to get rid of both power
both his
forwards.
bigs. Yeah.
But I'm very glad that the Hornets didn't get Julius Randle.
Oh
I'd
man,
be
you gonna do
very
my left
much
hand
more
man like
upset.
that?
I
You gonna
love
do
Naz
my left-handed
Reid.
man?
I'm excited. What's that?
I said you gonna do my left-handed man like that?
Oh, sorry, buddy.
But
Sorry.
look, we could have got him for cheap though. We probably didn't have to trade Melo for him though. That's the thing. We probably would have got him for a second round pick.
What?
Because that's what they traded. That's what they traded him for. They traded him for a second round pick. So we could have got
Oh
him
man,
for
is that all they traded him
yeah,
for? I don't
yeah,
care. I just don't want him on my team. But yeah, that is super weird. I mean, I made a little joke about Terrence Shannon, but I mean, do you remember him? He like came in when Ant-Man was injured, Diva Chisholm was injured, and he was like dunking
oh,
from the free throw line and stuff. He was awesome.
yeah. He
I
they
guess his defense is a problem. One thing I want to say though about you were harping on Lamelo's defense in Minnesota. I mean, they've got defenders at every position, great
yeah.
defenders, and Rudy Gobert to back him up. So his defense, might not be as big a problem there, but certainly teams are
We'll
good at
find.
picking on the weakest link.
Yeah.
But at least he's 6'7",
That still
taller
don't
than
mean
Tom.
that still don't mean that they're gonna take advantage of. I feel like
It's fair.
San Antonio's gonna really have fun with him playing against them
Oh
too.
boy.
It's gonna be interesting. Very, very like I don't know, man. I'm just like looking at it. I mean, it's a good 2K game team playing with, but
That's
I don't
true,
know.
man.
I don't know,
Wow.
man. I
You can
don't
get
know.
to the rim pretty easily.
Yeah, because Melo's gonna throw the lob or do whatever and just pass the ball out. But it might work out for him, but only time gonna tell. And then for Charlotte, we gotta we only got one pick that's not protected, and that's 7 years from now. So it's like I feel like with the Hornets, like hopefully that draft pick doesn't hurt in the long run. Hopefully we can win something out of that. But also 7 years from now, hopefully Charlotte is doing better too. On top of that, because that would tell us, if we improve, if that Melo trade was worth it. Like that's how I feel on that. It gives us 7 years to figure out if that trade was really worth doing. But a lot of people, a lot of people are upset because Melo's gone. That passing and shooting half court shots and barely jumping off the ground. I mean, yeah, but also Charlotte get upset when he doesn't show up. So y'all can't be mad at both. Like him
He doesn't
going,
show up, and he's just silly, man. I've been
yeah,
like scouring the web for the play-in game results, but since they're not games they're not the
right,
playoffs or the regular season, they don't seem to exist anywhere. But I remember he was like 2 for 16 for three. But then he hits the last second layup, right? So it's just like this is the Lamelo experience.
yeah,
Just like silly, silly, silly. Oh, he actually did something, but I mean,
yeah,
God, he can get to the rim anytime he wants, but he's shooting 16 threes and
make it
freaking
only two.
90% of them. Wow.
Yeah, it hurts.
It's going to be less of a roller coaster ride, I think.
Yeah, a lot of
Will
emotions
we
will
be
be
able to
calming
create
down.
the offense?
The
That's
offense
to
is going to
be
be a little bit
determined.
better though. I can say that offense will be a little bit better because Melo won't be taking all those shots now.
That's fair.
Everybody else will have a chance, or either they'll be able to rotate. I feel like it would be like a OKC kind of thing. Well, no, not OKC. It would be more of a New York thing. The next man up would be able to somebody be able to.
Who's the Jalen Brunson, though, man?
We ain't got one. It's just
Exactly.
it's just everybody else is gonna be. I mean, Kobe
And
could be it. Kobe could
LaMelo,
be it.
I don't
Because
know, man.
Kobe White, when he was with Chicago, I mean they was really high off of Giddy. So they was really giving more Giddy the ball and everything. That was another reason why they traded Kobe White,
But
because
they had Kobe White for a minute, man. They had him
yeah, and he was
longer.
he was coming off the bench, and they really sometimes they wasn't even playing him like that then. And I was like wondering why they ain't play him. But like I said, Kobe's going to score. He's going to be. I'll guarantee he'll probably average more than 15
But
points.
can he play make like that? I mean, one thing you didn't mention is
Yeah,
Lamelo's got over 7 assists, man. So I know
yeah,
he's jacking up some crazy shots, but he's also, getting guys the ball, throwing up those
yeah.
great lobs.
But he also had some turnover rates too. His turnover rates meant that make that them assists not all that well though. So I mean, because he does turn the ball over with sometimes those threes, they be air balls or some dumb play that he'll try to force. And that's the thing that yeah, you can do all those assists, but you also make turnovers too because you make some dumb passes or you're not giving the right reads to people, and or
Some
overthinking it.
exciting passes though,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, some of them are, but it's still, the turnovers way more than the exciting passes and all that stuff on certain plays especially when it comes to winning the game. So, if you're not going to win the game and you're going to turn the ball over, that shows, we don't want to deal with that no more. We don't want our heart broken every time thinking that, you're going to make the right decision and, you go end up shooting a dumb three and it doesn't go in and we lose the game. And, so it's like, it plays a part. It plays a part,
And then
but
and then he kinda doesn't seem to care. He kinda just
yeah,
has this nonchalant
exactly.
attitude,
Nonchalant.
which I think
Yep.
people notice, and
Yep.
yeah, I mean, we don't want that either. So, I think this, like you're saying, Doug, this kinda signifies we're getting a little more serious as a team here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
We've got pretty pretty good players now. I think maybe the nation doesn't know about Brandon Miller, but he's got some serious skills.
Yeah. He was on the
Obviously,
back end of
Conch
them
nipped like
violence.
the best rookie shooting stats ever. And Naz Reid, I think he'll be a great starter.
Yeah.
And then we've got Moose at center. He can guard the
Anybody.
perimeter. He's an undersized big man, but he can really switch on those perimeter players
Yeah.
and just super hustler. He can do the lobs too. And then we got this Hans Steinbeck guy that we just drafted. He's supposed to be just a rebounding like black hole, just grabs everything.
Yeah. But
That'll
he
be
can
great.
shoot too. He definitely
Yeah.
can
All
shoot
right.
threes too.
Sweet. All right. So he can space the floor a bit. That might be good for opening up lanes for Kobe and Brandon
Yeah.
Miller. So
But if you think about it though, with Charlotte, they're definitely like you said, we're trying to be a 3-and-D team. We're trying to score three, shoot threes and play defense, and getting Kobe White. Kobe White does play defense. That's one thing I can say with Kobe White. He will play defense. So, I mean, that was one thing. Like I said, that's one thing why they traded. And I said that, I think I said this before, like, if we did lose Lamelo, Kobe White would be, our starter. And, look at it, it happened. Because I also see that they're going to sign Kobe White to a 3-year, 74 mil contract. So,
that's like a nicer size contract.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then so that pretty much he's got to prove to us in 3 years, if you're worth making another contract, getting another contract, or if it's worth keeping. So Kobe White got time, but I feel like the time is now for him, and he's going to make a difference for this franchise. Like I said, he's back home, so he's going to be comfortable. He's gonna be finding his role and finding out what he needs to do and everything. But we got to get
Is
our tickets
Kobe
ready for.
White a lefty or something, man? Or
Nah, he's
you're really
right-handed.
on his jock? Is this just because of the
Nah,
UNC connection?
that too. I'm a
Okay,
Tar
that
Heel
makes sense.
Tar Heel fan, so I'm a cheer for my boy. But he's gonna
All
make a
right.
big difference. He's gonna make a big difference. But I
He
know one
played
thing.
well this year. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, awesome, awesome moment in the play-in game.
yeah. He was a spark off the bench, but now he's gonna be a spark
But
in the
we
starting
also
lineup.
drafted a point guard, this
Yeah,
Christian Anderson guy. I guess
yeah,
he's like actually German or something.
yeah.
He played for the
He is.
German national team, and he
Yep.
also
Him and
played at Texas Tech. I
yep.
watched some tape on him. All I saw, the whole tape was just him shooting.
He's a
So I
shooter.
don't know.
He's the
I've heard
best.
that he can really get downhill, but
Yeah,
that wasn't
he
in any of the highlights I saw.
he was the best. He was the best shooting guard, guard player out of all the draft class. He can do it off the dribble, with the ball, all of that. He can shoot.
Better
So
than Acuff? I mean, Acuff was like a
yeah,
44%
yeah,
shooter.
yeah. He was better than all of them. Like all around for his standing shooting threes, dribbling with the ball. He was very, 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 very good at shooting threes. So like that's why I said we're changing our whole dynamic. And he's gonna come off the bench. But he has good assist rates too. So I think his stats were like 15 and 7 with him playing. So I mean, with him, we got another point guard that's coming off the bench is going to score or pass. And we're trying to shoot three, and we're trying to have that Boston DNA. So if we're going to have that Boston DNA, we got to make sure we get the right players that's going to fit that DNA of shooting the ball. So we're getting shooters in every level from point guard to center. So we're doing a lot of different things that a lot of people's not used to change, but sometimes change is good.
I think, yeah, I think it's tough. It's tough overall. It's a bit sad. I got my Lamelo Ball jersey on. I'd like to get my money back.
Yeah.
Charlotte Hornets, make that happen. Although I do like that it's ball on the back, so it could be count just for basketball, right? But it's been a little sad not being able to see him. I mean, he's definitely an exciting player.
Yeah.
Uh,
We gotta make sure we
but
get our tickets, man. We gotta make sure we get our tickets when they come to Charlotte, though. So me, you can sit beside each other and watch that game. So we gotta make sure we get.
yeah,
We gotta pay
that'd
for
be
just for that
oh
ticket
man, that'd be interesting to watch.
because they're definitely gonna. There's gonna be so many kids and they're gonna be crying and having his jersey
Oh
up and
yeah.
everything. They're gonna be so sad, but they're gonna cheer him on and everything.
I will say so. I think I was on TV today. I did an interview with CBS, a local CBS affiliate, about this.
Oh, word, word.
Yeah, so hopefully we got some new listeners coming. Saw me on TV. Welcome to the Dropping Dimes podcast. We've been doing this
Hey,
all the playoffs.
yeah.
We're going to keep it going during the off season. And so I was downtown for this interview, and I'm walking around, and I will say somebody drove by and shouted something like "Screw Lamelo Ball." He
There's so many
wasn't the
people hurt.
sad. He was. I think there's going to be a divided fan base here. With some
Yeah,
people pretty pissed, but some people pretty happy. So,
yeah.
I
My
mean,
social media.
the guy is just a supreme knucklehead, with
Yeah.
just hitting people with his car, and it's just so immature.
I've seen so many memes about him. It was been funny, like him, Melo driving from Charlotte to Minnesota. They just showing him driving off the road and just flipping all over the place. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, oh my goodness, man. They are funny, man.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are
Maybe
funny.
get an Uber to the airport.
Yeah, exactly, right. Get everything
All right,
shipped.
Doug. Any other thoughts about this trade, man?
Man, I don't know, man. It's still just so real, Just wasn't expecting it. This is I feel like this is worse than the Giannis trade. A lot of people wasn't expecting this to go down at all. So we thought we was going to run it back with the new players that we was picking up and just trying to figure out how we was going to get Kobe White. But Melo in a trade was not part of the plan or not what we was expecting. So you know it does, like I said, it does hurt a little bit. But the franchise is trying to make a change. 6 years of not going to the playoffs with Melo. We had to do something. Let them go to the West Coast. But another thing I thought about, if they do expand and have the new teams added on, Melo's gonna be back on the East. Minnesota's going to the East. So
Oh, seriously?
yeah. So
Oh, then we get to
if
see him
anything,
more. I'm not like
yeah,
afraid of Melo,
yeah.
or I'm
I
not
mean,
afraid
I
of
mean,
him a
I'm
bit
not either,
game or
but
whatever.
yeah, but it's like we're gonna see him on the East Coast, and then if he can keep that team above us in the playoffs or make it to the playoffs, that's
He
gonna
hasn't
that's gonna make a
shown
big.
that thus far.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, Ant-Man's really gonna have to be very, very, very vocal when it comes to playing with him. If because they was in the same draft class.
Yeah,
I seen it.
man. The
I seen
first
that
and
too.
third in that draft
So
class.
so it was first and third with Anthony and Melo. Josh Green was in that draft class. He was number 18, and then
Oh yeah,
and then
Mavericks got him.
Daniels was 24. So they got all
Oh
four.
yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. So hey.
Wow, 4 guys. Well, at least they're all on the same timeline, right?
Right. So that means they better mature up real quick then
Yeah,
and make some moves.
Haralabob Vulgaris, I think, made that pick for the Mavs of Josh Green, and his scouts were all telling him to get this guy, I'm forgetting the name, this tall guy who played for Detroit and then went to Atlanta. Anyway, his drafts, they were all telling him to get that guy, and he just ignored all of them and picked Josh Green. Anyway, he didn't last very long in
Yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah, he
Rest in
definitely didn't
peace.
because we ended up getting him. We ended up getting him. That's when we got rid of PJ.
Yeah, Bob didn't last long either. Well, speaking of trades, man, you mentioned the Giannis trade. What's your thoughts on this, man? Let's hear it.
Oh man. So, Charlotte gonna have to deal with the Heat, and a whole new different super team, because, They got Giannis now. We didn't used to deal with LeBron and D Wade. We used to deal with that so much. Now we got a Giannis. Well, actually, let me start from the beginning. It was Shaq and D Wade, and then LeBron and D Wade and Chris Bosh, and now we got deal with Giannis and Bam. And I also, their roster right now is kind of limbo. So they're trying to get people, but from what I was told, they might try to get Westbrook on the veteran minimum and Klay Thompson and Middleton Middleton to be on their
And
team.
Middleton. What the heck?
Yeah. So I
Well,
mean,
they need some shooters, man. I wouldn't get
that's the shooters.
Westbrook. I wouldn't go anywhere near Westbrook. The team is
West
like, there's nobody on that team can shoot, man.
Westbrook gonna pass the ball. I mean, they got Wiggins still too, so
Dude,
they
they
still got Wiggins on
traded
the team.
their entire team. They just got that one guy, but can they even re-sign him?
Who you talking about? Powell, Norman
Yeah,
Powell.
Norm Powell.
Detroit is trying to steal him from them. So I mean, but like I said, if they don't get that, like I said, they're gonna go get veterans. They're gonna get Clay, Middleton, and like I said, Middleton played with Giannis too. So I mean, he's gonna get some
Sure.
players that he definitely missed playing with, and making a run for the championship again. So I mean, they
Yeah,
they could do some damage with the veteran minimum. With Miami did it before with LeBron and them when they got LeBron. They spent all that money and have Bosh and the Wade and them. They got shooters. They got veteran minimum guys for shooters like not Brandon Miller, but what's his name? Mike Miller. They had
uh,
a lot of shooters, and it
but
was
they
just
paid money for Mike Miller.
nah. I think he came off a veteran minimum. Him and Shane
Really?
Battier. Yeah, him and Shane Battier. They because LeBron and them had all the money. They had LeBron and D Wade and Chris Bosh had all the money.
Yeah, I mean, I think they paid like a mid-level or something for Mike Miller. Yeah, it wasn't that much money,
Yeah. And
but
Ray Allen took a cut. Ray Allen took a big cut to play with them too. That was another thing. I was just like,
oh
oh
yeah,
wow.
those
So
those Celtics. Kendrick Perkins was just mentioned that again. Ray Allen wanted off that team so bad because
yeah,
he didn't like Rondo.
yeah,
Ended up making the biggest shot of the finals.
exactly.
Like, my thoughts are, I mean, wow. My initial thought is just wow. The Heat gave away a lot. Like they gave away every player.
They had
Apparently,
to.
they just don't want any white guys on their roster. Actually, they traded like 4 white guys. Man.
They still got some on the bench. They still got a couple of them on the bench still.
They still got that Perry Larson kid who
Yeah,
flops
yeah.
like
They got
like
him.
he's a soccer player, and Nikola Jovic, who I never really understood the point of.
They said they was trying to trade him though. They was trying to get rid of him too still.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, no whiteys. And I was like, wow, why are they keeping Bam? Like, Bam and
Because they want
Giannis are basically the same size and basically play the same position. Like, I
yeah.
didn't,
But Bam can
that's,
shoot a little bit better than Giannis though. I can't say that. Bam can
can
shoot a little
he?
bit better.
Can
Yeah.
he? I know he had
He just didn't
83
do it.
points, but
Yeah, he just didn't do it as much, but he can shoot better than Giannis though. That's the only thing
I
I
mean,
can
you
say.
and I can shoot better than Giannis. I don't know if that's saying much. Figure.
It's gonna be
Sorry, I
easier to do
shouldn't. I shouldn't mess with your game like that. You're probably a really great shooter. I mean, I could shoot better than him. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you about. So how you feel? I told you for the Lakers is gonna make that signing for your boy Austin Reed. I told you he was gonna pay that 185.
Man, they paid a lot of money for him, man. A lot for for a guy who doesn't play defense alongside Luca.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they were trying to make a trade in the draft to get one of my Tar Heel bigs, which is Vasar, because they wanted a big. So they were gonna have him come and they were gonna try to keep him on the team and pretty much have him start. But
They're
he ended up
trying to
going
do
to
an
Atlanta.
all-white lineup. Is that it?
Yeah, they want a big. You said I just realized what you just did. But nah,
Like the
so
opposite
they
of the
might.
Heat?
Yeah, they might, but not from what I was told. They might take LeBron and send Bron to Cleveland and do a sign and trade and try to get Jared Allen. So they want a
That would
big.
be
The
awesome.
Lakers
I
the
would think,
Lakers want a big.
as a Luca fan, that would be perfect player for my man Luca. I'll take that. He
They
can
got
be
a
a great
defensive
lob
man.
threat, play a little
Yep,
defense.
yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It will
Sorry,
work out for
LeBron,
him.
but go home and hang out with your family in Cleveland or in Akron or whatever. I think, yeah, the Giannis thing to me though, the main takeaway is just like, yeah, they trade away their whole team, but they're Miami, and they, like you said, they can sign free agents. They have a superstar now. They have a guy that can just will his way to the rim and freaking dunk it and score. And that's, it's like what they had with Jimmy Butler. And they got to the finals, the championship game twice with Jimmy Butler, right? So, and they had a bunch of guys that aren't on their team anymore that played in those finals.
And Jimmy was tired when he was playing them games, boy. He was tired, especially in the bubble. He was exhausted because he was
Oh man.
carrying a team. He was
Yeah.
carrying the
He had the
team, and
whole team on
trap.
his back.
Yeah, he triple doubles and everything, trying to force a win. So I mean, but he played against the Lakers, and they had a stacked team. So I understand you putting everybody on your back and trying to do as much as you can with that team. I give you kudos to it, but now it's time for Giannis to see if he can do it better than
They're gonna have a lot
what
of
Jimmy did.
defense. They're gonna be a good defensive team,
Yeah, they
but I don't
definitely will.
know. Except for Giannis just bullying his way to the rim, I don't really know how they're gonna score. Norman Powell can score if they keep him. Davion Mitchell, not really that great. So
He just
yeah,
defense. He's just a defensive guard. That's all
yeah,
it
they
is.
need to add some pieces. But yeah, you're right. They probably can. I think. What about on the Bucks side? Like the Bucks got themselves like a little team there now. They're 4-for-1 trade. I like all those guys. They got who's the
They
sixth
got a lot of
man of the
young players.
year. What?
Man, I forgot his name that quick. I just had it. I just had it.
Yeah, Jaime Jaquez. I like him.
Yeah,
Claude Ware is supposed to be really good. He showed some flashes. He can shoot
yeah.
and be a
They got a lot of
help
young
side
players.
defender. Yeah, Ty, Tyler Hero. He's yeah. Talk about no defense, but the guy's flashy. The guy can get to the rim.
Detroit want to
Uh,
get him too. They trying to get him from Milwaukee.
yeah. I think a team like Detroit could absorb a guy like that, just like because they just got such great defenders everywhere.
Yeah,
So, he's got a little Manu Ginobili-ish type to his
yeah.
game.
Got a little something. Got a little something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they could be a playoff team with those guys, possibly.
But they did get a lot. They got a lot in the draft though, because they had
They
the
got a ton of
the
draft picks too. Holy moly.
yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely did too.
Now you got
But
to drink. I just said some leave it to the beaver line. That's also a part of our drinking game. If I say some leave it to beaver stuff, like
they,
holy
they
moly,
but
drink
the
a
Bucks
stiff
are going to
shot
be
of that.
the Bucks are going to be a young team, so they're definitely going to we're definitely going to see
I
them
mean, I think
mature.
to me, that's just weird as hell. I would have taken Jalen Brown, but I
They
guess
didn't want
the,
they didn't want them.
the thinking is just that then they're just back to like a team with one star,
Right,
and they can't fill out the
right.
roster.
They just
Uh,
they just filled their roster completely with a lot of players,
I
and
don't know. Jalen Brown's a little younger.
he's an MVP
Uh,
too. But thing is they didn't think
Finals
that.
MVP, not league MVP.
My bad. Finals MVP. Yeah, you got to make sure you got to clarify that because he helped them get that ring. But with him being there, it wouldn't work out. I just feel like because it's just only gonna have one player, and with
Yeah,
the Giannis trade to Miami, they got a healthy load of players and pick, so they'll be able to figure out the team what they drafted this year if it's gonna work with the players, and if they want to trade anybody else or get rid of anybody else. I feel like they probably might trade Kuzma still. They might trade him later on. Him and Turner. I feel like those would be two players that they would probably get rid of and try to get some value out of them in a trade deadline.
right. Yeah, they got three really competent players. They've also drafted Braden Burries, who I don't really care for, but he's a tall two guard, can supposedly play some defense. So yeah, I think they'll be in the mix. They ain't gonna go far with that team, but I'll give the fans something to root for. But hey, let's speaking of the draft, man. Let's talk a little bit about that draft, man. What are your thoughts?
Uh, let's see. As far as with Washington did get AJ, so we're definitely going to see how
Yes.
that team gels together.
They also got Trey at a
Yeah, they
huge
re-signed him.
number.
Yeah, they re-signed him
I
back.
voted on Austin Reeves, to be honest.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't want to have Austin Reeves over Trey Young. I meant
I
Trey
think
Young
I
is
would, man.
Trey Young, man.
At
He's a
least
he's a
Austin
he's a
Reeves is like
baller.
the dude.
He's a baller, man. I mean, Trey Young is going to get those assists. He averaged almost 10 assists per game.
And he's
I
gonna
mean,
give
20.
up just as many points as he creates on the other end, man. Talk
I
about a
mean,
bad
not with
defender.
Anthony, not Anthony Davis is going to let that happen. And
Anthony
unless he get
Davis,
hurt,
is he even gonna be on the team? I saw some stat that Trey Young was the 666th best defender in the league. I didn't even realize there were that many people. I thought it was like 450, man.
dang,
He's so
dang.
bad he went like into the G League, and he's even worse than the G Leaguers, man.
Hey, but he making money though, so you can't get mad at that.
God, is he
You
ever
can't.
making money? Just a terrible deal by the Wiz, and I just think if the Nets were going to sign him for the max, let him go. The Wiz made that mistake with Otto Porter a few years, 10 years back, and that really derailed that John Wall, Bradley Beal team that they had. And the Nets signed Otto Porter as a restricted free agent for the max, and the Wizards matched it, and they were never. Poor John Wall's like, I like Otto and everything, but why don't we go get Paul George?
Right,
And of course, he
right.
said that, and then they get Otto back, and then it's just an awkward situation. But I'm super excited about Bonsa, and don't take any of his shots away, Trey. I'll be very unhappy with you
Trey is
then.
not
So
gonna do. You don't have to worry about it. Trey's gonna get. He's gonna find him. Trey gonna find his men and his team because that's one thing he does first before he does score. When he was with Atlanta, he did score a lot, but I mean he didn't have that many people. But he did. I mean, when he first came in the league, it was him and John John Collins. So I mean, they were
yeah,
just
he was
lobbing
getting
it to each other.
Collins and Capella a lot of dunks.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's how he got his most of his assists. But now he got a variety of players that he can throw the ball to. So I mean, his points might go down, but his assists still going to stay up. So it's if his points go down and his assists go up, they might win more. But if he's
Yeah,
going
I'd
to
be good with
score,
that because the guy shoots like he's Steph Curry, but he doesn't have the same
come on, man, it's Ice
he
Trey,
doesn't
man.
have the
Don't do
same
him like that.
efficiency.
That's Ice Trey. He gonna make them things, man. That's Ice
Yes,
Trey.
he's ice cold from the 3-point line. Yes.
Hey, the Knicks don't like him, but he made noise against the Knicks. So I mean, come on, man, you can't do him like that just
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, that was magical. That was a slightly different Knicks team, and yeah, I mean, me and you could have beaten that 76ers team with Ben Simmons the way he chokes. So but he did make it to that conference final. Sure, we'll see what he can do with the Wizards. But mostly, I'm excited about AJ DeBonsa. That's gonna be awesome. What other thoughts you got about the draft?
Chicago got a good Tar Heel guy. We're definitely gonna see how he plays with them. I really thought he would have went number 3 to Minnesota, but they got Boozer instead. I just I don't see him Boozer fitting with Minnesota really because him and Edie they both played a similar. They're
No,
not
no,
they're
he's
not
with
a
Memphis. He's with Memphis.
who did I say?
Oh
My
yeah,
bad. Memphis.
you
Did I
said
say
Minnesota, but that's okay. Yeah,
Memphis? My bad.
similar
My bad. I'm
team.
over here looking at the jerseys. I'm over here staring at the jerseys behind me. My bad. But yeah, with Memphis, my bad. He with
I
Memphis.
think it work. I mean, you don't think it work out? Why? Because I mean, they got John Moran, they got him, they got
Uh,
the Steve Coward and the wing. I mean, they're getting each of the
he's not a
positions.
I mean, I feel like with him going there, he's not athletic enough because it'll be him and Edie pretty much not complimenting each other. It'd be better if he would have got if William Wilson would have went Caleb would have went to Minnesota because he's a lot more athletic
Memphis.
and he can Memphis. I don't know why I keep saying Minnesota. We Melo's
He already
gone. He's
talked
in my
shit about
head.
Minnesota.
Melo's in my head still. That's what it is. Melo's in my head. But Memphis. My bad, everybody. Memphis. It's too many M's. It's too many M's. But but yeah, with him going to Memphis, it would have spread out a little bit more because he can shoot and also been a lot more athletic than.
Wait, you're saying Caleb Wilson's a better shooter than Boozer?
Yes, most definitely. Most
Serious?
definitely, yes, most definitely. If you look at the games they played, Caleb has played against all three of the top three picks and beat both of them in college and had better stats. Had better stats than them. And he's like I said, he's more athletic and he's a lot more aggressive because when they played against each other in Chapel Hill, it was barbecue chicken. He gave Boozer buckets. He gave it to him. Like I understand, listen, I'm a scouter, man. I'm a scouter for a reason. I see the weaknesses and everything of everybody, but with Boozer, I mean, he's more of a back to the goal type of guy. He's not a face up guy, take you to the hole and everything compared to Caleb. And
Dude,
with
Caleb Wilson shot 25% from three, man, on one
that was
three a
after
game.
that, yeah, you're right. You're right. He didn't get to shoot as much because of his injury, but
Or
Boozer,
because he sucks at shooting. Can do that
nah, he
too.
didn't. No, he didn't suck, man. He listen. Just we'll see. We'll see who has the better stats and who has the better record and whatnot too.
Let's bet on this. Let's bet on this.
Okay.
Let's make a bet. What can we bet?
Uh, let's do it. Caleb has a better rookie season than Boozer. I'll say that.
Yeah. We'll do Boozer versus Caleb Wilson. What do we define as better though?
Mm,
More
Just do.
rookie votes or something, or
We'll go off of stats more than anything. As far as
like that PER
scoring,
or something?
yeah, yeah, we can do that. And then the record, the team's record, who has a better record between the two.
Dude, Boozer was almost 40% from three, by the way.
He.
Oh wait, do I have the wrong Boozer?
You probably got the younger one. Probably got the younger one.
No, I got the right one. He was
It's
like
the right one.
39% from three.
39. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, we'll definitely see which one does better. But he's with Chicago, so I mean, Chicago's gonna give him a lot more opportunities, and then we're gonna see what Splitter does with him and how he's gonna coach him up and everything. So, but
All right.
I
Loser has to buy a top shelf double at the game for the other game.
bet we can do that.
All
We
right,
can
it's
do
a
that.
bet.
We can do that.
All right, so Caleb Wilson, yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna be a bust, but sorry,
Oh
North
man, you was
Carolina.
definitely hurting my Tar Heels feelings. You got
Yeah.
against him
Plus, he
and
went
Kobe
to
White.
Chicago, man. Chicago's where those guys go to bust, man. I feel bad for him.
Well, but Jordan didn't bust out there. What you mean? He busted in a good way though, because he got a statue.
I mean, those like tall, unskilled
We
forwards.
we haven't had a forward go to Chicago. Yeah, from Tar Heels. The only person really that's came
Well,
after
maybe not
Jordan
from the
was
Tar
Caleb.
Heels, but the
Yeah,
Chicago had
Kobe
like
White.
Tyrus Thomas. You remember him
Yeah,
from
he
back
wasn't.
in the day?
He wasn't supposed to be. He wasn't and all that. But he he
He did
he was a
jack.
defensive player pretty much. He was definitely a defensive player because he came to Charlotte when we was a Bobcat. I remember him. He was more of a
Oh
defensive
yeah.
player. I remember that. So yeah,
Yeah,
but
he was drafted real high.
yeah, he definitely was. I'm trying to think who else. OKC, they did the amazing things in the draft. Getting the big man from Michigan, they pretty much replaced Hartenstein. That's what they did, and they did it
Yeah,
with the
I
chicken
think
wing.
he's going to be the second tallest player in the NBA now, next
Yeah,
to
Wendy.
the French guy that eviscerated him. Yeah.
Yep. They definitely stepped that up for them, and I'm kind of upset because Charlotte was trying to get him or one of the Michigan players.
Yeah.
And, I think they was trying to trade with Golden State, try to get that 10th pick, but I think Golden State wasn't budging. So
I
so
mean,
we
they
ended up
did the run on Michigan players was fast, and
yeah,
man,
yeah, they went
there's like
right after
3
each
out of
other.
4 straight picks. Boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I was definitely
Lindenberg is went to Golden State,
yep,
and
yep. It was definitely interesting to
Mara.
see when they did that. So I was mad.
Okay, yeah, that would have been cool to have Mara here or Lindenberg, but now we got Naz Reid, so yeah,
Yep.
maybe they
And then
get
on
what
top
they're
of that,
looking for.
I forgot too. The Dallas Mavericks got the coach from Michigan too. That was they were trying to get the Dukes coach, but
Oh
they ended up
yeah,
getting
and
him.
it's very interesting because he didn't pick Mara or Lindbergh.
Right.
He picked Morez Johnson, man.
Yeah, he picked him instead, but he felt like he would fit their team and everything because he's still young too, and then like with
Yeah,
him,
I
he's
mean, I
long, he's
understand not
very
getting
long.
Mara because they have like 2 centers. I don't know about the Morez Johnson pick. Maybe he'll be good, but he seems like kind of like an '80s, '90s type player. But I don't know. I guess teams need some, good to have some
He's
strength and stuff.
yeah, he's a little bit athletic. They needed another big that was gonna help them out with
Yeah,
that. That was the one other thing. I'm trying to think who else was a team that surprised me in the draft that I was Sacramento. You know, they got a point guard. You know, I thought
yeah.
about
They got
that.
Darius Acuff.
Yeah,
What do you think? What do you think of him?
they better treat him right, man, because he's gonna be another point guard getting traded to another team and go through his spells. So he's gonna show out. I mean, he's definitely gonna show out in Sacramento. He's gonna have a good season too. It's just more of if Sacramento is going to treat him way better than what they treated their last guards, and yeah, they're going to help him out. They're going to help this team grow and become a better contender and everything, and try to get back in the playoffs and have that playoff chemistry again. But if not, you know, he's just going to be out there wasting his talents and just hooping, and just like how Fox did. So I mean, we can see that happening.
I'm excited for Sacramento. I think he's a genuinely exciting guy. I don't know if he's gonna, ultimately be a bit difference maker in this league, but the guy can really shoot. He can get to the rim, so I think he'll be. Yeah, he's a good passer too. So he's way undersized, but he's got a pretty good frame on him. So we'll see. I'm excited for Sacramento. I think he's gonna provide excitement at least. Uh, hopefully. Their fans deserve it. They have really good fans out there. Um, so happy for them.
Yeah, they're
What are your
gonna.
thoughts though on LeBaron Philon? So I thought
Who did he go to?
just looking at some highlights that this guy was awesome. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Who did he go
He was
to?
out of Alabama, like 6'3" and a half, 6'4", point guard.
Which I think I remember hearing his name. What team did he go
He
to? He
only
went to.
got drafted. He went all the way to 76ers. He was all the
Oh
way to the
yeah, yeah,
second pick.
yeah. They
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 kept
had to
showing him
replace
in the green room.
they had to replace him for they had to replace him with McLeod. I
They
mean
had to
McLean.
replace McCain, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
McCain.
ultimately, maybe that's best for him as kind of like a guard off the bench.
He's gonna be their sixth man for them for sure.
Yeah,
And then him
but I
playing with
thought I
practicing with
thought the
Maxi.
Hornets should have gotten him. They had a chance
Yeah,
to draft him. They drafted this Christian Anderson instead, but
yeah,
especially if they're getting rid of Lamelo, I thought he was a guy who could be you know, a playmaker for the
yeah,
Hornets.
yeah. They see something different, man. And like I said,
Go
it's
watch his tape and get back to me. Man,
oh,
he was
I've
good.
seen him. I was trying to figure out which team he got drafted to, but that's why I was like, when I seen that I seen him going to the Sixers, I was like, oh wow, they really got somebody to come off the bench and that's going to really score for
Yeah,
them.
he's
Like
almost like a
it's going to be
maxi number
scary.
2.
Yeah, it's going to be scary with him too because if you get Maxi, you know, go sit down, he comes in and replace Maxi, or either EJ Edgecombe comes sits out, you know, he can replace him, and it would just you wouldn't know what to expect because he's gonna score too. He's gonna be a scoring bucket. He's gonna just drop buckets, come out the bench, and you know they're gonna give him an easy role. So I mean, you just come off the bench and score, man. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to run this offense. We want you to run the second unit. So him coming off the bench will make it a little bit easy for him too. So and then he'll mature. He'll mature a little bit too, especially you know playing with the Sixers and you know having Embiid, Paul George. even though they're injury prone. But they're gonna put him in plays for him to come off the bench and be successful and everything too. And then working with Maxi gonna show him how to use his speed and when to go downhill and when to go uphill to score and spacing and everything that will work. And then they're gonna they're gonna test them in practice. Get them right on
Yeah.
defense and get all that stuff. That it's gonna
It
work
might
out.
be good from I mean, but ultimately, if he had gone to a worse team, he could have been the lead guard for a worse
Right.
team possibly, so,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised the Magic
um
didn't get him, to be honest with you, because they really needed a guard play.
oh,
So
yeah. Well, did they have a pick? I don't think they had a pick.
I think they
They
traded
did?
theirs. I think they traded theirs. No, actually, they
Actually,
did.
you're right.
They did get it. They did trade theirs. Yeah. So
Oh, they traded out of
I
theirs.
think they trade. I think they traded their pick to somebody. But yeah.
Probably
Oh,
they traded to Memphis with, for all the picks that they gave up for
now they had a draft
picks.
pick. They had a draft pick. I'm just thinking if they traded it because when I seen it, I think I missed out on it probably. But when I seen it, I think they got somebody, and then they end up trading him to somebody. Oh no, they got a player from somebody. That's what it was. I think it was like a big or something.
Yeah, they didn't have a first round pick on draft
Nah,
night
they had second round. They was in the second round.
because they traded it for Desmond Bane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, any other draft thoughts, Doug?
I, man, I'm trying to think. I just thought about it. The Timberwolves did get another player. They got Evans from Duke, so they got another shooter with them too. So it's their bench is gonna be full of shooters, and we're gonna see how
That's
that
Isaiah
goes.
Evans.
Yeah,
Do you think he'll get some run,
yeah.
or are
I
you
feel like
more
he should.
developmental?
He might come off the bench and play because, like I said, with their spreading, he can shoot. He can shoot the tray ball. He definitely can shoot the tray ball. So he might get some time. It just depends on if they use Shannon or not. So because he'll probably play the two guard or either the small forward if he comes off the bench and play.
Okay.
But we'll
Well,
we'll see.
we'll see, man. Good talking with you, Doug. Wow, what a day, crazy day for the Hornets. Listeners, I'll probably have some more draft thoughts on the next pod with Mark, but want to check in here with Doug with Lamelo getting traded. And man, I'm kind of just a little bit sad. He was just so exciting to watch,
Yeah, yeah.
but
It's
I
just
get
time
it.
for a change. You just got to think
I
about it.
get it.
Got to change for the better.
Was it time, Doug? Because they had like a pretty good year last year,
I
right?
we all thought that that's what was going to happen. We thought we were going to let this whole year go through, and we just added players and just do from there. But I guess maybe something happened in the around the draft time, and Melo said something that they didn't like, and hey Melo, we're gonna get rid of you. Just gonna get you out of here. You know,
Huh.
so I don't know, or
Well,
either Melo's people was ready for a change and wanted him to go. So never know. I'm surprised they didn't send him out to L.A. or something like the Clippers or something. That's what I thought. I thought they would have sent him out there,
well,
but they took the best off.
there'll probably be some more stories about it. I've got a little birdie told me that he might have been faking injuries over some of these years.
I can see that. I can see that
Yeah,
because he didn't want to play half the time. So that's why I was like, but it was just kind of
yeah,
aggravating though, because people was wanting to see him, and then he's hurt, and a little small little twist in his ankle. Sometimes you see it, and you're like, you really got hurt off that, and he's out because of that little twist. Like he's out for
yeah,
20 games.
exactly. He was gone for like 30 games for like a twisted ankle and stuff. It didn't quite measure up over the years. So anyway,
Yeah,
not our problem anymore. But we won't
that's
get the
Minnesota
excitement
problem.
either.
We'll see if he plays a whole season with Minnesota.
They're a more national team. Yeah, he'll be under a little more scrutiny there. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
see
we'll definitely see. We'll definitely see.
how it
Let's see
works
how
with
many
that,
games.
man. It's gonna be very interested, as you would say. All right, everyone. Hey, thanks for checking in. This is the Dropping Dimes pod. Hopefully, we got some new listeners today. Like I said, we're gonna have some more on the draft. We have more on free agency. So like, subscribe, 5-star. Keep it here. My main man Doug's got got the T Wolves behind him, but he's a Charlotte native, born and raised, and so yeah, this has been a big day, big day for us, big day on the Dropping Dimes pod, and thanks for sticking with us. Peace.
Peace.